Into Long Island here on Cox Media Group, Long Island's radio stations, 102.3 WBAB, 95.3 in the Hamptons, and 106.1 BLI. This morning, Rich Cave and Mike Cave are with us. They are co-founders of pinktie.org, great website all about breast cancer and breast cancer awareness. And guys, thanks for being here early. I know it's early on a Sunday morning. Thanks for getting up. We're going to talk about a great event that you guys have coming up. That's going to be on May 22nd at the Crest Hollow Country Club in Woodbury. Thanks for being here this morning and being plugged into Long Island.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So let's start for people who may not know much about the organization, pinktie.org. How did it come to be? How long have you guys been operating? And how did you guys get involved?
So we started this back in 2012. Unfortunately, our aunt passed away from breast cancer, left behind our 6 cousins. Not one of them graduated high school yet. So I always wanted to do something that had an impact on Long Island, direct impact, and to kind of honor our aunt and, help other families so they don't have to go through that.
And it's interesting, we've had so many people that come in, being part of organizations, and I'm always fascinated to hear how people get involved. And it's usually, or a lot of times, it's somebody that's, affected them, on a personal level. And you guys talking about losing your aunt. You want to tell us a little bit more about her? I mean, has she been suffering for a long time, or?
It was one of those situations where she felt a lump, and my grandmother was sick at the time, so she was more worried about that. Didn't get it checked out, and then by the time she did, it was too late. So awareness, and I think if she went sooner, it would have been a different outcome. So really the organization started to do research and try and obviously find a cure, and then also for awareness, to get people to say, get out there, do the checks, do the mammograms, and kind of, so our first charity that we benefited was FACT Breast Cancer Foundation, which is 100% volunteer. And so is Pink Tie. Pink Tie is 100% pass-through. We don't make any money off the money raised. Money stays local in the community. We want that direct impact. So our business, First Equity, underwrites all the marketing and all that type of stuff.
And it's interesting. We've had doctors that have come in to talk about breast cancer. October is the big month for breast cancer awareness. We do events here throughout the month of October in regards to that. And doctors have come in and talk about that getting to the doctor, getting that early detection, can help to save lives. And one of the things I always ask is, why do you think that the breast cancer rate on Long Island is so high? And that's still the question that nobody seems to be able to answer, no matter who comes in here. There's lots of different opinions and lots of different theories, but nobody's been able to nail down why.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Where at this point, a lot of the money we raise goes to Cold Spring Harbor Laboratories, and they do tremendous research there, world renowned. So right on Long Island, and a lot of it, unfortunately, is because of the breast cancer rate and the cancer rate in general here, that there's a need for that. But finding a cure is really, really what we want, and they're doing some groundbreaking things, which is great.
So working with local organizations here on Long Island, pinktie.org, tell us some more about how you guys got started, who helps fund the operation.
So it was born out of real estate space. That's the business we're in. That's our day job, we like to say. And so we've had tremendous support from that community, whether it's bankers, mortgage brokers, real estate attorneys, and real estate brokers. So it kind of started in that space and now has grown well beyond that. But they've been incredibly charitable and have really adopted this give back program. We call it the Go Giver movement, where you give first and kind of ask questions second. So some of our supporters, of course, First Equity Title, Signature Properties, Trinity Solar has been with us from day one. And these companies are companies that have adopted the Pink Tie movement, where all the money stays where it's raised. It's a 100% pass-through, so there are no administrative costs or expenses associated with running the organization. And we also grow our businesses by giving back, and we don't apologize for that. We want more businesses to take a look at where they're spending their charitable dollars and direct it towards organizations that impact the local community and towards organizations that don't have exorbitant overhead or expenses associated with running them.
And pinktie.org, I see also your vision is also not just to find a cure for breast cancer and supportive education, but you also looking for cures and causes of autism, traumatic brain injury, and other things as well.
Yeah, so as our network grew, it was really a grassroots movement where people saw that by giving back, you grow your business. So it was a way to use those marketing dollars towards charity. And we realized that, with such a diverse group, there's so many different causes that we can support. Breast cancer is what it was born out of. So every October we do a breast cancer raise. Cancer in general is a big part of it. So this year's event is to honor the Don Monte Memorial Research Foundation. We've supported them for the third year in a row, but autism, Timothy Hill Ranch, which is for kids who troubled children. So we really changed the cause up based on our network and our group to make the biggest impact on Long Island.
Pinktie.org is the organization, Business Professionals Networking for a Cause, plugged into Long Island this morning. So the big event happening, the reason why you guys are here this morning, May 22nd, the 5th annual Pinktie.org event. It's going to be happening at the Crest Hollow Country Club in Woodbury. Tell us all about that.
Yeah, it's really like no other event that you've been to, especially a charity event. We say that it's not your sit-down chicken dinner with speeches. It's really focused around networking. So all of our sponsors our top sponsors have experiences for them to engage with the guests, things like beer gardens and a wine lounge. We have a vape bar and a
Sweet spot with Chocolate Works. We have Oompa Loompas there, and
very
kind
cool.
of fun.
Yeah.
But the headliner this year is Scott Stapp from Creed. So,
oh wow!
Yeah, we actually set up it's pretty cool. I don't know who's been to the Crest Hollow, great venue. They have a major pool in the back, so we actually set up seating and stuff over the pool to watch the concert. So it's a pretty cool event, and we're really excited about it. We're actually on their tour schedule, so it's the best ticket in town. Also, so the ticket price is $150. It's a donation to a charity. You get free food, free drink, and you get to see a concert with Scott Stapp, the voice of Creed. I mean, it couldn't get better than that.
That is terrific. And this is the first year Scott's working with you guys.
Yes. First year he's working with us. It's our 5th annual, so we really wanted to knock it out of the park. And, through a couple connections, through our marketing partner, Tied In Media, we were able to make a connection with Scott. And he's doing this, and which is awesome, he's doing this for charity. He's not getting paid. It's a donation to his charity, the Charm Foundation, and it's incredible. So
Very
we're
cool.
very excited about
And
it.
if people want tickets, the best way to get them is pinktie.org.
Pinktie.org would be the best place to go. You can click on the link there and get right to the ticket site.
Excellent. And Jackie Martling of Howard Stern fame, he's also involved in this, right? Jackie was here at the radio station a few weeks ago. He's on the morning show with Roger and JP, probably quarterly, I'd say. Jackie's also going to be doing a big golf, going to be part of our Roger and JP golf event in the beginning of June, and he's involved with you guys as well.
Yeah, Jackie's awesome. He's really supports Long Island, native Long Islander, grew up on Long Island, lives on Long Island. So when I met him and we told him about Pinktie, he embraced it fully. He has a book coming out in October, Bow to Stern, about his history on the Howard Stern Show and his life and everything. So he's giving back a percentage back to Pinktie for every book sold. So and he really gets it and wants to make an impact on Long Island. So I really appreciate his involvement.
Very cool, and it's coming out in October, just in time for breast cancer awareness as well.
Yep.
I see here you guys also have this new initiative that I wanted to talk a little bit about, Pinktie 1000. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Pinktie 1000 was an initiative born out of pinktie.org where we're trying to compel 1,000 individuals to commit to donating $100 per quarter. So it's a nominal amount, just $400 for the year, but you're a part of something bigger than ourselves. What we do is we take that $100,000 every quarter and we donate it towards other local Long Island charities. It's a way to raise money without any expenses associated with it, which we're always looking for. It's a kind of a power by numbers. We get a lot of people involved and a groundswell of people involved in the movement, and we've had tremendous support and response from that. And with that is a corporate partner program also where corporations can get involved for a more substantial commitment and donation as to be part of this group and to also be able to grow their business within the Pinktie 1000 community.
Excellent. I see you guys did a lot last year as well. You had you partnered up with Barclays Golf Tournament, and you also were involved with Saks Fifth Avenue. Tell us a little bit more about that, and is that something that you guys are going to continue this year?
Yeah, so now it's called the Northern Trust for the PGA Tour, and that's in August. What's the date on that?
It's the last week in August at Glen Oaks Country Club.
Yeah, so they came back to us, and we're going to have, I think, 2 pavilions, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have 2 pavilions, pink tie pavilions, partnering up with a couple sponsors.
I think Michelob Ultra is going to have the Ultra Club, and they've adopted Pink Tie as their charity. So we're going to be doing a big kickoff party that Wednesday before the tournament starts at the PGA Tour, the Northern Trust.
Excellent. You guys continue to expand. Obviously, 2017 hoping to be bigger and better. Some of the vision for the future, the outlook.
Basically, we want to take this model and we want to expand it into other communities, maybe move into the city a little bit more, different states even. But really, our goal is to keep the community on Long Island involved and really double down on that and, expand to 1,000, maybe 2,000.
Right.
So just keep that up and find ways to raise the most money, get the most people involved without any of that overhead or extra expense, so you have that direct impact.
To that point, we're actually instituting a new initiative called Give and Go, Fuel for a Cause. We've partnered with gas stations, and they're actually going to rebrand, and a penny per gallon pumped is going to go back to Pink Tie. It's a huge initiative. It's going to amount to well into the 6 figures donated every year. If you had a choice and you're driving down the street and you can choose this gas station that's all branded pink and Pink Tie and Pink Tie 1000, and they're giving back a penny per gallon, or the one across the street,
Right.
which one are you going to choose? So
Right, absolutely.
we're
And
gonna
how are we
talk
going to
about
know
10
which
stations.
gas stations? Are they going to have a
So-
certain pink label? Or?
Yep, it's going to be branded Give and Go is the name, and it's going to be you'll be able to see it. It's going to be a pink brand, pink and black, and we'll have a whole launch on it. So we'll come back to you guys and talk to you about that.
Yeah, very cool. When do you hope to have that launch? Sometime later this year, or?
Probably we were trying to get 1 or 2 gas stations, one in Nassau and Suffolk, done before our event, but it might be right after our event. So probably like June, you'll see the official launch. But it's a way for us to even be hyper local, where that gas station could decide, okay, there's a program for the local high school for kids who can't afford lunches. So now we can take the money raised at that gas station and put that into that program. So now really the local community gets involved with it. They'll honor, they'll go and patronize that gas station, get gas there, and know that a percentage or a penny is going back to that program where it will really affect them locally in that community.
Very cool. PinkTie.org is the organization. You guys have been doing this for 5 years now. The 5th annual PinkTie.org event going to be happening May 22nd at the Crest Hollow Country Club in Woodbury. So you guys have been doing this for 5 years. You got involved, of course. You lost an aunt to breast cancer. You probably hear and see firsthand a lot of stories about how breast cancer affects families and people here on Long Island. Have you seen any advances in terms of the technology? Are we getting any closer? I know you guys aren't doctors, but what kind of hope do people have? Are we seeing things, moving forward that hopefully we can start to eradicate breast cancer?
Yeah, I think twofold. One, finding it early enough. I think, diagnosing it early enough is a key, and getting that out there, and, the mammograms and 3D mammograms really help diagnose it early so it doesn't spread. And secondly, they're coming up with groundbreaking, and I've seen this on the news a couple of times, where they're actually injecting into the cancer cell another virus, whether it be even like HIV, and that injecting that into the cancer cell, then it mutates and kills all the cancer cells without having, like, unfortunately when you do radiation or something, that you're killing the good with the bad. So you're like, how,
Right.
Sometimes the medicine is worse than, the disease. So this will allow it to more pinpoint and kill that. So they're working on groundbreaking stuff like that. So I feel in the next 5 years, we're going to see some real progress. Besides the early diagnosis, because that's key. If you go out there and you do it where you're supposed to do it once a year, 3D mammograms, you'll cut it. You get it early enough, they can remove it. And with technology today, how they remove stuff, it won't be as invasive. So I think really we're close.
Right, and you guys are doing a great job, raising awareness here on Long Island. You guys want to thank some sponsors who helps to make this all possible?
Absolutely. We've had tremendous support. Some of our top sponsors over the year, as I mentioned, Trinity Solar, First Equity Title. This year we're happy to welcome Signature Properties, Of course, Contour Mortgage, Prudential Borrowing, Franklin First Financial are some of the bigger firms in our space, in the real estate space, that have been tremendous supporters of ours. We don't want to leave anyone out. There are tremendous supporters across the board that have come on, but those are some of the top sponsors over the years: Tide in Media, Chocolate Works, Plainview.
Yeah, a bunch. We're a title insurance company, so our underwriters stepped up big this year, First American. So yeah, we've been blessed, and I think a lot of people see that, you know what, I can spend this money and take out an ad in the paper, or I can spend this money, make an impact, and then people want to do business with people doing good. That's really the whole concept here. Is if you had to choose between two companies to deal with, and one is philanthropic and one is doing good in the local community, and the other isn't, and everything's the same, you're going to go with the person doing good. And all the money that we raise, and even the vendors, the money comes out of their end. So Trinity Solar, for instance, for every watt installed on Long Island, they give back 3 cents. So they're cutting us, $6,000 to $10,000 checks a month based on that, because they're winning those kitchen table closes where, hey, I'm a solar company, but we're also gonna, every watt we install in your house is gonna equate to 3 cents back to the local charity and local community. And by the way, that comes out of my end, not out of your end.
Right.
It's a win-win for
I'd
everybody.
also mention that with the Pink Tie 1000 initiative, it's cumbersome collecting $1,100 payments every quarter. So we were looking for a merchant processing partner that would help us and waive all the fees, because the 3% fee that you'd normally get charged would come out of the donations.
Right.
So a company by the name of Merchant Pro Express stepped up and have waived all the fees with regards to collecting those $1,100
So you just get all the
payments.
money
We get all the
without
money.
having to worry about the fees.
They eat that, and they've been with us from day one with that initiative, and we talked to many that didn't get it, and they did. So
Wow.
That's worth mentioning as well.
Very cool. Pinktide.org. You guys have been doing this for 5 years. I wanted to ask you, how tough when you guys were starting this out is it, because there's all these different charities, all of these different organizations, and you never doubt that a lot of them, or most of them, want to do good. And how tough was it to cut through the noise to get you guys, to get yourselves into the forefront, to become one of the premier breast cancer charities out there today? Like, was it tough? I mean, was it something that you had to fight to push yourselves through?
We've been very humbled and blessed on how this has grown. I think we've changed how it was done, because our events are networking events. So you're going there not only to donate for a good cause, but you're there to network and grow your business. It's not a sit-down chicken dinner like Rich was saying. We try and make it different experiences and just put a spin on it. And then we have, our community of people who got involved, like Sherilyn Hines, who set this up, Joe DeLuca, Dean Spinano. I mean, the list goes on and on. Mike Pazantino from Trinity Solar. We've really been blessed with a group of people that decided to get involved with this, make it part of their business, make it part of their 9 to 5 job or 9 to 9 job, and really help support it. And that's really where it's been grassroots, and really the boots on the ground and the people who supported it has helped us get this through and make it easier.
And if you guys can expand this nationwide, I mean, that would just be something that's, going forward, I know you said that that's part of the vision, that would just be incredible.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we hope we've disrupted the charitable space a little bit with this new concept. We see people changing their mindset as to how they raise money, how they go about growing it, and so we welcome that. The charities used to exist in silos and just kind of, compete with one another, and that's been surprising to see that you do have to run it like a business if you want it to be successful.
Rich Cave and Mike Cave are with us this morning from pinktide.org. How can people get in contact with you guys directly?
If they go to the website, pinktide.org, they can click on the links there, or they can, do we have the number? The phone number?
We can also.
You don't have to give out your cell phone number.
Wait a second.
The website, we try, like we said, we try to leverage technology. So going to pinktide.org or pinktie1000.org if you're interested in the Pink Tie 1000 initiative, that's typically the best way to get a hold of us. There's a contact form on there should you need any additional information. So yeah, that's usually the best way.
I'm sorry, did you want to add?
Well, I was just going to say the benefactor this year is the Don Monte Memorial Research Foundation. They've been over 40 years. They've been raising millions of dollars a year to combat cancer. Cold Spring Harbor Laboratories. The money that we raise goes directly to the scientists' salaries at Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory. North Shore LIJ, or Northwell now at this point. They do tremendous things, but they've been around for 40 years. great organization, and that's who we're, for the third year in a row, we're sponsoring because of that, because of the impact they have.
Yeah, and I'll mention also, we host weekly committee meetings leading up to the event at the Refuge in Melville, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. So anyone who is interested in finding out more firsthand, we usually get 125 to 150 people at the Refuge, and it's a tremendous networking opportunity. We talk a little bit about our current initiatives and upcoming events and ways people can get involved, whether it's on a volunteer basis or what have you. So that would be another way for people to get in touch with us, engage, show up at the meeting, 10 o'clock.
Cool.
Tuesday mornings at the Refuge.
And Refuge is on Route 110, correct? It
Yes.
used to be 4
Used to be
Food
4.
Studios?
That's
Yes,
right.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
just for anybody
absolutely.
who may not know.
Yes.
Driven past it a few times. I've never been into the Refuge.
Oh,
but
it's
I've driven-
awesome. You gotta go. It's a
Yeah.
great venue, and they actually donate the time to us. So they open the restaurant early for us to have our meeting. We're there, and they've been a great supporter of us. So it's great.
Excellent. The 5th annual pinktie.org event, it's going to be happening May 22nd at the Crest Hollow Country Club in Woodbury, and you can get tickets at pinktie.org. Final few minutes here. I guess you want to talk a little bit more about your aunt. She obviously, how old was she when she passed away?
She was 49 years old. She passed away in 2009. Again, like Mike said, she had 6 children. So our 6 cousins grew up without a mother in their formative years. None of them had graduated high school yet. And Mike hit on it. What really hit home was the fact that it probably could have been treated if it was detected early enough. She put it off. So we're all about early detection. We're all about 3D mammography, which makes a world of difference when it comes to having a mammogram. So we'd encourage men and women to make sure that if they do need a mammogram, they get 3D mammograms. Breast cancer affects men as well as women. I don't know
Right.
if many people know that.
Right.
And a large number of men. Men don't talk about it as much, but certainly something that is very important. So if she would have caught it early enough and detected it, it is a very treatable disease at this point. You talked earlier about where it's come and what kind of advances have been made. It's extremely treatable if caught early. We're seeing younger and younger women, especially on Long Island, being diagnosed. So it's important to get tested early.
And that's definitely one of the things I think that's probably most frustrating, at least to me, and I'm, not a doctor and no science background in terms of, studying, is the cause of this. Like, where is this coming from? The high rate on Long Island, is it environmental? Is it the water? Is it something else? Is it just
All the above.
pollution, and
Yeah.
there's, been no real way to pinpoint. So until we can pinpoint that kind of stuff down, early detection is the most important.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And then, of course, there is the other type of breast cancer. I forget what it's called, like Angelina Jolie, and her, I guess it was her mom,
Genetics, yeah.
yeah, who was susceptible to it, so she actually had both of her breasts removed to get
Proactively.
out in front of it.
Absolutely.
But again, you can only do this by going to the doctor.
That's
And
right.
how important is that? I mean, once a year? Should women be going twice a year, 3 times? No,
Yeah,
once a year.
I mean, once a year is what's recommended. And at a certain age, there's been this controversy over when and is it being 2 and
When does it get covered? If you do it too
Right.
early, is it going to get covered? So there's definitely
consult your physician, but certainly, again, we promote the 3D mammography and to go regularly. I believe it's once a year, unless the doctor tells you otherwise, but it's very important.
Excellent. Pinktie.org. Guys, thanks for coming in this morning. Good luck with the event. Creed, Scott Stapp is going to be there this year. Jackie Martling.
Yep.
Should be a great event. Should be lots of fun. And anything else that you want to mention
Well-
coming up as we go through the year?
Yeah, 2 of our spokespeople that have really helped us get the message out. Former New York Yankee Jim Leyritz, the King, hit that game-tying home run in the playoffs against the Braves that kind of set the Yankees on their course.
In 96?
In 96,
Yeah.
that's right. So he's been with Pink Tie as a spokesperson and a front person for us. And also Cecil Fielder, also former New York Yankee, 3-time All-Star, world champion, Big Daddy down in Tampa, Florida, helping spread the word in other states. Jim's from the West Coast. But they come out here at least a week a month. They help, they donate their time. They're tremendous ambassadors, and they bring tremendous attention to what we're doing. So they'll be there on the 22nd as well with other celebrities and athletes. So come down and meet them.
Yeah, we're very close with. We do some work with Joey Reynolds. He's a Hall of Fame disc jockey.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so he's part of the organization as well, and he brings a bunch of people to the event and different celebrities. So it's really great.
Very cool. I was going to say maybe you get Derek Jeter involved as well, but he's a little busy now
Yeah.
with the Marlins.
Marlins, yeah.
We actually have a partnership with Steiner Sports that's been very helpful for us. They've supported us. We do a lot of events together. Listen, athletes and celebrities bring attention and awareness. So when we
Right.
started this, we recognized that, and we've had tremendous support from the press. local press and media. Thank you to BAB and you for having us and getting the word
Yeah.
out.
And
Appreciate
we'll
that.
and we should have a BAB van or a BLI
Awesome.
van at the event as well, and give out some
Fantastic.
T-shirts and some other cool prizes for people to win as well.
Awesome.
That'd be great.
Love it.
Thanks again for coming in this morning, guys. PinkTide.org is the organization. Get your tickets now for the 5th annual PinkTide.org event happening May 22nd at the Crest Hollow Country Club in Woodbury. And guys, come back as we go through the summer and later in the year, so we can talk about some more good stuff and more advances. And all the best to you guys, and good luck with everything with the event.
Looking forward to it. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much.